that allowed Epstein to spend just 13 months in county jail when federal officials reportedly had enough evidence to put him away for life. The deal was orchestrated by then federal prosecutor Alex Acosta, who's now the Secretary of Labor under President Trump. Prosecutors reportedly identified 36 underage victims, but Epstein's deal was based on his admission of offenses against one 14-year-old girl who is labeled a prostitute.
By the way, 14-year-old girls are not prostitutes.
They're children.
14-year-old girls are sex slaves. The fact that a prosecutor in the United States of America, first of all, would try to give this guy a free ride by calling a 14-year-old girl who was his sex slave and who was raped by the laws of the state of Florida, a quote prostitute, shows you the bad faith that this deal was done.
And just how poisonous this all is, deeply. The deal was done in secret, preventing Epstein's alleged victims from testifying at his sentencing. It also shut down the federal investigation, concealing the extent of his alleged crimes, and it granted immunity to any potential co-conspirators. Here's how Acosta defended the no prosecution deal when questioned at his confirmation hearing.
Professionals within a prosecutor's office decide that a plea that guarantees that someone goes to jail, that guarantees that someone register generally, and that guarantees other outcomes is a good thing.
Willie, if we had had a trial, we would have had the evidence, we'd have had the names of men who
flew to an island,
were guilty of statutory rape against young women. We would have had the airplane logs. This is a massive cover-up.
Yeah.
And the Justice Department needs to dig into it. The state of Florida needs to dig into it.
It's time.
I mean, this is ridiculous. There are a lot of very powerful people involved in this case who obviously had the power to actually shut down justice. And these young women, one saying that she was raped 6 times by a national figure.
If Me Too means anything, this goes down. This story comes out.
This man's been described as a creep. No, he's a child rapist. Let's be clear about what he's done here. You have more than 30 women, as authorities have said, all telling a version of the same story. That they were lured to this place, that they had to have sex with this man and other men, and that they were then encouraged to go out and find more young women. And yet, given all we knew, this is serial behavior by this man. He got a deal where he got to come and go as he pleased for half the day out of jail. He had a light sentence. Some people have called it the lightest sentence in the history of sexual assault and serial sexual assault in particular. But this is what justice looks like. This is what justice looks like in America, where you have a rich guy, an influential guy who knows people, and a U.S. attorney for the district in Florida there in Miami who's willing to help him out.
I think there's another part of it too. A rich guy with really powerful friends.
On both sides of the aisle,
really
on both sides of everything.
On both sides of the aisle, and apparently some very rich and powerful people who may also
like, why didn't it come up during the campaign? Think about that. They canceled each other out once again. Stephanie Gosk did a great piece on this for NBC, and tomorrow, right here on Morning Joe, we're going to have the reporter from the Miami Herald who is staying on this story, who wrote that incredible piece. So we will be following it. It is the top of the hour now. Let's also bring